Hi, I'm Stacey Knowles, Entertainment Director and owner of SNDJ Entertainment in Pensacola. I want to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. And this is the video version of our wedding information packet that we send out to brides. Now, if you have not received a copy of our wedding information packet, I encourage you to send me an email. My email address is right there on the screen, and we'll make sure that you have a copy of it. It contains a lot of details about our services, about our packages, our current specials, and a lot of the questions that you probably have will probably be answered within the packet. But we're going to give you a brief overview of our wedding information packet right here in this video. So thank you so much for watching. Certainly do appreciate that. Now, the one thing that I usually get a lot of questions about is, how long have we been in business? How long has SNDJ Entertainment been in business? And what's my experience? Because a lot of brides really care about, who they hire and what the experience they have. And so I just thought we'd just talk briefly about that. First of all, if you've ever listened to the radio in Pensacola, you probably heard me. I've been on the radio here for a long time, since 1996. I was on the 102.7 WXBM for many years, and I worked the evenings and overnight shifts there, and really any shift that they wanted me to. So I'm still with the station. And we actually merged with Cumulus Media back in 2012. So we've actually got 5 different radio stations in the same building, and I do morning traffic for all of them. And I'm also on the morning show for 1370 WCOA. That's the news talk station here in town. So yeah, I've got an extensive radio background that spans over 25 years. But now how I got into mobile DJing actually was a spin-off of my radio career. I'd been wanting to be a radio DJ ever since I was 5 years old. But in 1998, my older sister got married in Panama City. And I was a groomsman in the wedding, and we were sitting at the reception. I was sitting at the table with my mom, and we were watching what the DJ did. And she looked at me and said, "You know what? I really think you'd be good at what he does. And you're already on the radio, and I just think you just have that personality." So I really started thinking about that. I wasn't sure if that's really what I wanted to do, but I did go up to the DJ and talk to him afterwards. He gave me some pointers and gave me his name and said, "Hey, anytime you want to talk, give me a call, and I'll be glad to help you out if you ever want to start your own mobile DJ business." So I thought that was really good. And, I just kind of put it on the back burner and just kind of kept it, in the back of my head there for a while. But I started having a lot of my radio listeners call me up on the radio station, and they were asking me if I did weddings and parties and school dances and things. I said, no, I've just never really gotten into that. And then I started thinking, you know what, maybe I should. That actually sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. And it took me a little while, but I eventually started SNDJ Entertainment in 2003 and primarily started out doing just parties and school dances at first, but then a year later we started doing weddings, and it just really evolved from there. And now I would have to say now 95% of what I do is weddings. And so I really pretty much consider myself a wedding DJ, and it's been wonderful ever since. I've met a lot of wonderful brides over the years, and wonderful grooms as well, and their families, and I'm friends with a lot of them still. I've talked to brides I've done their weddings 15 years ago, and we still keep in touch, and that's always a special thing. So anyway, that's just a little brief overview of my experience, and we do services in wedding ceremonies. We'll provide ceremony music for your wedding ceremony as well as your reception. We also offer lighting options with decorative uplighting and all kinds of things. So we're going to talk more about that in this video. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching. Certainly do appreciate that. We're going to take a little break right now, and if we come back, we'll get into the planning process and kind of give you some overview and give you some nuggets to take on as you begin to plan your wedding. SNDJ Entertainment, the Gulf Coast Wedding and Party Service. We offer services in wedding ceremonies, wedding receptions, parties, school dances, and more. Unlike other DJ and entertainment services in our area, we only charge a flat rate for each one of our packages, so there are no hourly fees. You can have your DJ for as long as you would like on the day of your event. We also offer our LED light show in all packages. For weddings, your DJ not only serves as your DJ and master of ceremonies, but we also offer reception entertainment planning, where your DJ will serve as your on-site day of reception director coordinator to help make sure your wedding reception runs smoothly. To schedule your free consultation or to receive your free information packet, contact us today at 850-501-1590. Video and phone consultations are also available. SNDJ Entertainment, we've got you covered since 2003. and welcome back to the Oval Office, and this is really the nucleus of SNDJ Entertainment. This is where I spend a lot of time working on wedding planners and planning everything out, editing videos and getting music together and all that good stuff. This is where it all happens right here in the Oval Office. This is the center of SNDJ Entertainment. Thank you very much for watching this video. Now, in this particular section, we're going to talk about getting started and the basic process of planning a wedding reception and what you need to do when it comes to hiring a professional mobile DJ. Now, let me say this, okay? You probably, if you're like a lot of other brides and grooms right now, you may not even know where to start. I have worked with so many brides and grooms that say, you know what, I don't even know where to begin. What do I do? How do we plan a wedding reception? What all goes into that? And that's okay if you don't, if you're not really sure what you want to do right now. It'll become clearer as we go along, and that's what we're here for. We're here to help you out and to make sure that you have a wonderful wedding reception. Like I said, I've had brides and grooms that I've worked with that they have no clue where to even begin, and then I've had some that say, yeah, they know exactly what they want. So, and everything in between. So really, just don't worry too much about that. We want this whole process to be stress-free for you and very easy for you, and that's our goal, and so we're going to make sure that we do that, okay? So we're going to make this very easy for you. Now, when it comes to planning a wedding reception, when you decide to hire a DJ service, what you got to do is you got to make sure that the DJ you hire is professional. And what do I mean by that? A lot of brides and grooms say, well, I don't really know what a professional DJ is because they've never hired a DJ before. This may be your first time ever having to even deal with the wedding DJ because, a lot of times most people have gotten married only once and, they've never had to deal with one, before. So basically, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you check out DJs from around the area and look at their websites, see how professional they are, and try to schedule a consultation with you. And if they don't schedule a consultation with you, that is a very big red flag. So just keep that in mind. If any vendor wouldn't schedule a consultation with you, that's always a red flag. But just kind of look and just do your homework on that. And at SNDJ Entertainment, what we normally do is whenever a bride inquires with us, we send them a wedding information packet, which again, go ahead and send me an email if you haven't received a copy of that, and you can get a copy of our wedding information packet. It contains a lot of information about our services and what we have to offer, as well as details about our packages and our specials and everything else that that we have to offer. And it's a really good tool to kind of get to break the ice and learn a little bit about us. But then after we send you the wedding information packet, we encourage you to schedule a consultation with us. And you can look at our website, you can look at the wedding information packet. That does contain a lot of information, but again, really scheduling a consultation is the best way for us to get to know you and you to get to know us, and we can have that informal one-on-one meeting, and so we can get to know each other a little bit. I think that's always really important. So what we normally do is we normally schedule a consultation when it's convenient for you, and we'll work around your schedule whenever you want to meet with us. And we usually schedule it at Starbucks, and we usually sit down and have a cup of coffee and talk about your wedding reception. And usually what I like to find out from my brides and grooms or potential brides and grooms is how they met and how they proposed and all that good stuff. I love to hear those stories. So we usually spend a little bit of time talking about that so I can get to know them a little bit. And then we talk about their wedding, where they're going to be having it, if they're going to need services for their ceremony and reception. And we go over a sample outline. I've got an outline there of a typical wedding reception. We just kind of go over the events and just outline everything and just show them how things are typically done. But now we'll always customize the reception the way you want it. That's just kind of a blueprint just to give you some ideas, and we talk all about that. And then we'll show you some sample planners from past brides so that you can look and see what other brides have done and can get some ideas there. Because like I said, in 16 years we've seen it all as far as the planning process and what all brides and grooms want. We just try to help you out and steer you in the right direction on that. And by the time we end the consultation, usually our brides and grooms have a better understanding of what all goes into planning a wedding reception, and they feel so much better after that. So that's one thing I encourage you to do. Call us up, let's schedule a consultation, and we'll talk more about your wedding and give you some ideas and things like that. Now, once you decide you're going to hire us, you'll want to go ahead and sign our contract and pay your retainer fee. And your retainer fee is always 1/3 of the total cost of the wedding package that you choose. And that's to go ahead and to reserve your date. Your final balance would not be due until a week before your wedding. And I've had some brides and grooms say, well, is there any way we could work, out payment arrangements or something like that? And of course you can. As long as the final payment is made by at least 1 week in advance before your wedding, you can do however you want it. You can make, so many payments a month if you want to do that, or you can wait and pay the whole thing off at the, right there before your wedding, or, just whatever's easier for you, we'll work it out. And, that's the way we normally do that. We're not really, too strict as far as that goes. Now, when it comes to the planning process, Once you decided to hire us, we'll go ahead and send you a copy of our reception information packet. And actually, it's a reception planning guide, I should say. And it contains a lot of tips and suggestions and a lot of helpful information. And it goes into more details about the planning process. And I've had a lot of brides and grooms tell me, that they really like that. I've actually considered taking the reception planning guide and making it into a book and do a novel and selling it. I don't know if I'll ever do that or not, but I've had a lot of brides tell me I should, because they say that has been just a lifesaver for them when it comes to the planning process. But it contains a lot of helpful tips, a lot of suggestions, and it helps steer you in the right direction on what you want to do when it comes to your wedding reception. We'll also give you our information forms. We have a ceremony form and a reception form. And these are the forms that we'll use to put your planner together. And I always tell every bride and groom that I work with when it comes to this is that you don't want to fill out the forms and send them back to me like a week before or a week after we meet. Let's say your wedding's like 8 months down the line. Well, right now you may know who the brides and grooms bridesmaids and groomsmen that are going to be at your wedding, or you may know what your first dance song is going to be. But a couple months down the line, maybe one of the bridesmaids says, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to come," or maybe you'll hear another song on the radio or something like that in a couple months, and you'll decide that's what you want for your first dance. So I say hold off on that. And that's okay. You're probably going to change your mind at least, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 times between now and your wedding. And if you do, that's okay. That's perfectly normal. And what we say is we want you to return the information to us about a month to 2 weeks in advance of your wedding. 2 weeks at the very latest. And that gives us time to go ahead and plan everything out and, type your planner up and all that good stuff. So, yeah, don't, feel like you have to fill out everything right away. And those forms, actually, we can send those to you through email. And you can also fill them out online as well and then email them back to us when it's ready. When you're ready to do that. And now, once you return the information forms to me, here's what I would do at that point. I would go ahead and type everything up on a written planner for you, an organized planner with all the events listed there, and then I would send it back to you so that you can approve it. And you can make any changes that you want to make and add things in, whatever you want to do. You will make sure that it's how you like it, and then you send it back to me. And then once I've gotten your final approval that reception planner is how you want it, I'll then send it to all your other vendors. Like your photographer, your videographer, maybe if you have a wedding coordinator or caterer, whoever you want it sent to, we'll make sure that they have a copy of it and that they'll know exactly what we're going to do and when we're going to do it. So we make it real easy, make it really organized, and a lot of brides and grooms really appreciate that, and the vendors really appreciate that too. So that's how the planning process works. Now, when it comes to wedding day, here's how that works. We'll usually show up about 2 to 3 hours before your wedding to set up. And if we're setting up let's say a second sound system for your ceremony, we'll have to make sure that we're there at least 3 hours ahead of time to have time to set up everything for the reception and then do the ceremony. Let's say your ceremony is going to be outside and your reception is going to be inside. We'll make sure that we have time to do that. We've done plenty of weddings like that. And then once it comes time for your reception, what we do is I'll actually serve as your reception entertainment director. And what that means is when it comes time to doing any major events, we'll make sure that we check with you before you're ready, and check with your photographer and everybody else to make sure they're ready as well. Now let me give you an example on that. Let's say it's time for the wedding party introductions. What I'll do is I'll walk outside, I'll go and meet with the wedding party personally, make sure everybody's lined up to where they need to be in order, like we discussed, and then I'll give them instructions on what they're to do when they get announced. And usually it's just to go to the dance floor. And we make sure everybody knows what's going to happen and when it's going to happen and all that good stuff. And then throughout the reception, I'd be checking with you, the bride and groom, to make sure that you're ready before we move on. Like, for example, let's say it's getting close to the end of dinner time, and I'm watching the crowd, and it looks like most people are starting to finish up with their meal. Well, what I'll usually do at that particular time is I'll come to you and I'll say, okay, bride and groom, it looks like most people have finished eating. Do you want to do your toast and your cake cutting in about 10 minutes? And if you say, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. And what that does is that gives you time to go run to the bathroom. And then it also gives me time to go ahead and talk to your other vendors, like your photographer. I'll go to them and I'll say, hey, look, here's a heads up. We're going to be doing our toast and our cake cutting in about 10 minutes. And that way your photographer already has time if they need to switch out a battery or switch out a cartridge or something like that, they've got time to do that. And then at the end of those 10 minutes, I would check with you once again just to make sure you're ready before I actually make the announcement. And then I would check with your photographer as well. So that's my number one rule there. We never announce anything or do anything unless I personally check with the bride and groom and the other vendors to make sure everybody's ready so that we all know that we're ready. Because the last thing we'd want to do is get on the microphone and announce like a toast or the cake cutting and then somebody yell out, hey, the bride's in the bathroom or something like that. So that's why we do all that. So anyway, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back in just a few minutes and we'll talk more about our wedding packages and our lighting options. Thank you for watching, and you're watching the SNDJ Entertainment Wedding Information Video Packet. welcome back to the Oval Office, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. This is the SNDJ Entertainment wedding packet video, and we're just answering some questions. And while we were on at break, I actually got an email from a guy named Danny, and he wanted to know if you would need to hire a wedding coordinator. Since we serve as your reception, entertainment planner, and director, would you need a wedding coordinator in addition? And the answer to that is no, not for the reception you wouldn't, because since we serve as your reception entertainment director, it wouldn't be necessary to have a separate person for the reception, because we're going to handle all that with you and to work directly with you and all that. So yeah, you really wouldn't need a wedding coordinator as far as that goes. Now for your reception, the only thing you'd need a wedding coordinator for is mainly to make sure that the room's set up, the decorations are set, and as far as we're concerned, we would just need somebody to make sure that we've got a table set up and a power source. That's really it. If you would like to hire a wedding coordinator, then we definitely recommend that for everything up to and including your ceremony. But once a reception happens, that you wouldn't need to worry about having a wedding coordinator to set up a timeline or anything like that, or direct your reception, because like I said, we handle that, and that's what we've been doing ever since we started SNDJ Entertainment back in 2003, and that's what sets us apart from all the other DJ services. So anyway, the wedding coordinators that we've worked with really like that, because a lot of the other DJ services don't offer that, and that just gives them a lot more time to work on other things. So they really appreciate that, and appreciate the fact that we handle that, because it gives them one less thing that they have to do. And I'm even going to go one step further on that, and I'm going to say that what I would highly recommend for you to do is to invite your wedding coordinator to sit back, relax, and enjoy your reception along with your other guests. I mean, they've worked hard for you. You've probably developed a close relationship with them, and since they wouldn't have to worry about directing or doing anything for the reception, they can sit back and enjoy themselves and enjoy that with you, and enjoy the last part of your wedding day. So that's what we highly recommend for that. But again, no, you don't need a wedding coordinator for the reception as far as setting up any sequence of events or anything like that, since we go ahead and handle that, and that's included in each package. All right, thank you for your question, Danny. We certainly appreciate that. Now, moving on, we're going to go ahead and talk about our wedding packages and the lighting options. And I encourage you to take a look at the wedding information packet once again, or go to our website, and you can see a list of all of our specials and our current wedding packages that we have to offer. So, it's all right there. I encourage you to go check that out. And in some wedding packages, we offer different lighting options, and we offer wedding ceremony services in some of the package. But again, all that's outlined on our website. So I encourage you to go check that out. Now, when it comes to lighting, that's always something very important that we offer, and a lot of brides really like that. So I'm going to show you a quick video right now on some of our various lighting options. Okay, so now you've gotten a brief overview of some of our lighting options, and a common question that I normally get when it comes to the uplighting, a lot of brides really like that, and that's become really popular over the last few years. But a common question that I normally get is, can we make the uplights to fit our particular wedding colors? And the answer to that is yes, that's what we normally do. And we can make it all one solid color, or we can actually make it different colors if you'd like to, whatever you want to do on that. Like let's say, for example, that your reception is, your wedding colors are blue and white. We can make the uplights all blue, or we can make them all white, or we can do a combination. We can make some of them blue and some of them white, or some of them maroon and some of them white. Whatever you want to do, we can always do that to fit the colors of your wedding. So that's always neat. Now, one thing that we always mention is that our lights are all LED lights, so you don't have to worry about the lights being around the room. Because I've actually had some brides ask me, if the lights get hot, what if a little child goes up there and touches them or anything like that? Well, like I said, they're all LED lights, so they're not going to burn a child or hand or anything like that. And it just takes just a flip of the button on the back to just switch them to whatever colors we want. So that makes it really easy. And no, they don't get hot or anything like that. And then, of course, you saw the custom monogram that we have. And the way that works is that we can actually make a monogram of your initials, your name, or possibly if you have like a logo on your invitations, we can always make a monogram of that and put it on the wall or the ceiling, or wherever you want it to go. And the good part about that is you get to keep that that image at the end of the night. It's about the size of a quarter and it fits into the machine, and that's what blows it up on the wall, but you get to keep it at the end of the night, and that's yours forever. So yeah, we'll customize that however you want us to do that. And then, of course, we got our fireworks extravaganza light show that you saw and the club light show, and I've had people ask me about that. How does that work? Well, the lights actually look like a fireworks show going off over the dance floor, and it's really a neat effect. And like I said, it's not really fireworks or anything like that. It's just an LED effect, but it does create something neat. A lot of kids really like that as well, so I'm sure that'll be a big hit at your reception. Okay, so another common question we get is brides ask if we have an alternative to wedding receptions. Now, maybe you've been watching this video and thinking, okay, well, all that sounds good, but I'm really not wanting a full-fledged wedding reception with all the traditional wedding events. Or let's say maybe you're on a budget and you're not going to be able to afford a full wedding reception, or maybe, whatever the situation may be. Let's say maybe you're on your second or third marriage and you really don't want all the bells and whistles of a wedding reception. Is there an alternative? And yes, there is. You can always choose a party package if you'd like to do that instead of a wedding reception package, and just have a regular party after your ceremony, if that's an option that you'd like to consider on that. And what's the big difference between that and a wedding reception? Well, the big difference is that with a wedding reception, of course, you got all the traditional events. You got the cake cutting, you got the bouquet throw, the garter toss, the spotlight dances, all that good stuff, all the traditional wedding reception events. And a wedding reception, for the most part, really focuses more on the traditional wedding reception events. However, with a party, it would be basically just nonstop dancing from the beginning to end. Basically, like you'd see, like let's say at a corporate Christmas party, or maybe a Sweet 16 party or something like that. We would just basically play nonstop music from beginning to end. So you could always do something like that if that's what you wanted to do. There's also a difference in cost as well, because with parties, there's not nearly as much planning that goes into those as there are with wedding receptions. So, that's another thing to consider as well. So if that's an alternative that you'd like to consider, just again, send me an email. My email address is right there on the screen, and I'll be glad to send you a party packet as well. So anyway, we're going to take another break, and we're going to come back with our final segment, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the services we have to offer at SNDJ Entertainment. Thank you so much for watching the SNDJ Entertainment Wedding Packet video. SNDJ Entertainment, the Gulf Coast Wedding and Party Service. We offer services in wedding ceremonies, wedding receptions, parties, school dances, and more. Unlike other DJ and entertainment services in our area, we only charge a flat rate for each one of our packages, so there are no hourly fees. You can have your DJ for as long as you would like on the day of your event. We also offer our LED light show in all packages. For weddings, your DJ not only serves as your DJ and master of ceremonies, but we also offer reception entertainment planning, where your DJ will serve as your on-site day of reception director coordinator to help make sure your wedding reception runs smoothly. To schedule your free consultation or to receive your free information packet, contact us today at 850-501-1590. Video and phone consultations are also available. SNDJ Entertainment, we've got you covered since 2003. And welcome back to the Oval Office. You're watching the SNDJ Entertainment, a wedding information packet video. Once again, my name is Stacy Knowles of SNDJ Entertainment. I'm the entertainment director and the owner, and once again, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. And what we're going to do for our final segment is we're going to just answer some questions that we've received. And for instance, Randy asked, do we offer military discounts? And that's a very good question, Randy. And yes, we do offer military discounts. It's actually part of what we call our Heroes Discount. And that's not only available to just military members, active duty military members, but it's also available to all EMTs, firefighters, law enforcement, and nurses. And that's 15% off of our top 3 wedding packages. And you can check out that special and find out more information by looking at our wedding information packet. And again, send me an email and I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have, and we'll be glad to send you a packet too to check that out. But again, 15% off of our top 3 wedding packages for all nurses, EMTs, active duty military, firefighters, and law enforcement officers. Alrighty, Tammy asks, what is a gig log video? I guess she's seen our wedding information packet and seen our website and wants to know what that's all about. Okay, well, a wedding gig log video is something that we offer in every package. And basically, it's just a look at your wedding from a different point of view, from the DJ's point of view. And this has become really popular over the past few years, and a lot of brides have really liked this. Now, how this actually started out was back about 10 years ago, we started doing gig log videos. And it was mainly for other DJs. We would take our video camera along and just videotape our lights and our setup and things like that. A lot of other DJs across the country would do that, and we would just look at each other's videos and make suggestions and critique each other and that kind of thing. Well, brides started asking me about that. They said, you know what, we really like how you do that, but can you turn the camera around and get us dancing and having a good time? I'd really like to have some video of that because I didn't hire a videographer. And I started thinking, you know what, that's a really neat idea. So that's kind of how the gig logs really started out. And what we do is, like I said, we offer a different look at your wedding from our point of view. And it's also a good chance for the brides to be able to send that video out to their other family members that couldn't make it to the wedding, so that they can get at least a small sample of their wedding reception. So that's how that all started out. But again, a wedding gig log video, it is included in your package, and you can find many examples of that just by going to our YouTube channel. We've got a whole playlist there of nothing but wedding gig log videos, so you can check those out and see what that's all about. But yeah, that's basically what it is. It's just a video that we put together for our brides and grooms. It's added into your package at no extra charge, and it's just something that a lot of brides really like because it gives them a chance to see their wedding from a different point of view. Now let's see, Dave asked a question here. He wants to know, can I choose my music and can guests make requests? And the answer to that is yes, absolutely. In fact, we highly encourage your guests to come up and talk to us and make requests at your reception. That's really the foundation of a good party right there. And what we'll do is we'll actually give you the form like we talked about earlier, the wedding reception information form, and that's got a place there where you can list the music that you want to have played, like for your open dancing songs, any songs you want played, you can list those. And then also your guests can make requests. So that's usually how that works. So yeah, you can tell us what music you want to hear, and your guests are also free to come make requests. Absolutely, we definitely welcome that. And Caitlin wants to know, what is our busiest time of year? And well, there's 2 answers to that actually, Caitlin. The busiest time of year, the main wedding season for the industry nationwide is usually between Memorial Day and Labor Day, during the summertime. However, I've noticed here in Northwest Florida, we don't necessarily go by the rules when it comes to that because our weather patterns are different from other parts of the country. But I've noticed that for me personally, April, May, and October are usually my busiest months. And I've noticed September's really started to get busy recently, and November has too. So really, I would say for me personally, the months that I'm usually booked up just about every weekend is usually April and May and October. And we usually start really getting busy around mid-September all the way through October, all the way through about the first or second week in November. And that's usually our busiest time in the fall. Now during the summer, I really don't get a whole lot of weddings during that time. I mean, we may get 1 or 2 like during June, 1 or 2 during like July or August. But again, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's really just hot weather during that time, and a lot of brides really don't want to schedule their weddings during that time because it's also hurricane season too. So that's something else you got to keep in mind. But yeah, I would say April, May, and October are my 3 busiest months, and I've noticed around here ever since I started my DJ service back in 2003. And Samantha wants to know, when is the best time of year to get married? And Samantha, really that's really going to depend on what you're looking for. Like, let's say, for example, if you're looking to have a beach wedding, then probably I would say anywhere from, say, mid-March all the way through maybe the end of October would be a good time to get married. But, let's say that you're wanting to, have a beach wedding, then probably, November, December, January, and February would probably not be a good time to have a beach wedding because it's going to be cold outside during that time. However, let's say that you're looking for a time when it's not that busy, and it's going to be real easy to find a date, for your wedding, and you're really looking for a time to find when your vendors aren't really all that busy. Well, then I would say probably January or February would be really good months for that, and because January and February are really slow months as far as events go for us. We're usually during January we've got wedding shows that we're doing, and scheduling consultations because that's just right after the engagement period. But as far as actual doing weddings, we're usually not that busy during that time. So like I said, it just depends on what you're looking for, and really what kind of wedding that you're looking to have. And another thing you may want to consider too is maybe having your wedding close to a holiday, like let's say July 4th, for example. Let's say July 4th is going to be on a Monday. You may want to have your wedding on that Saturday because a lot of people will already be off work on Monday, and that'd be a good time for them to travel and come to your wedding. So that's just a suggestion there for you. But yeah, it just really depends on what you're looking for as to when the best time to get married and have your wedding and when to schedule it and all that good stuff. But anyway, that's going to go ahead and wrap up our video. I want to thank you very much once again for watching the SNDJ Entertainment Wedding Information Packet video. And if you have any questions at all, just feel free to give me a call or send me an email. Or if you'd like to schedule a consultation, I'll be glad to schedule a consultation with you. We'll meet at Starbucks and we'll talk about your wedding and answer any questions that you have. And we definitely appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. And again, if you've not received a copy of our wedding information packet, please send me an email and I'll make sure you have a copy of it. Thank you once again for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. From SNDJ Entertainment in Pensacola, my name is Stacy Knowles, Entertainment Director and Owner, and you've been watching SNDJ Entertainment's Wedding Information Packet video.